Well, hello and welcome to Understand Men Now. I'm Jonathon Aslay of jonathonaslay.com, and I'm so excited to be shooting this short video for you today. Our topic, why a guy doesn't call after a great first date. Okay, I fumbled there a little bit, but anyway, so I'm sure this has happened to you. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, but you've gone out with a man on a first date, and it was a pleasant evening. You had a good time, you had some good laughs, it seemed like you got along. And you thought to yourself, oh, you might like to see this man again. But a day goes by, 2 days goes by, 3 days goes by, which way is my head going, goes by, and you don't hear from the guy. And you're thinking, God, we had a pleasant time. We had a good time. We even had maybe a great date. Why didn't I hear from him? Well, I want to lean into that a little bit today because I know I've had this happen in my own life many times where I've gone on a date, and while I might have had a connection with the person, and I tried to make the best of it, because a first meeting is very awkward, especially these days when we're meeting strangers. I'd say most of the time, 80% of the time, people that go out on a first date, especially those in midlife, it's with a stranger. You probably met them through an online connection, most likely. So it can be very awkward, and most of the time, at least I know for myself, I try to make the best of it. But I've come to realize that I want to feel that connection. I want to feel that interest from the other person. And I know there's been many a times where I've gone on a date, I've had a pleasant time, but I never got a thank you text message saying, hey, thanks, I had a really great time. I'd love to see you again. And just by saying those words, I had a great time and I'd love to see you again, made me think that they also had a good time. It gives me the clue that they're interested in seeing me again. And so many times when men don't ask women out on a second date, has nothing to do with he's just not that into you. It's really, he thought you weren't just that into him. Now, I know some of you women are listening to this, oh God, if he doesn't have the balls to just reach out and ask me on a second date because he was afraid I wasn't into him, then that's not the man for me. Well, that's kind of a hostile way to approach it. And I say that because I've written posts about this in my blog, and I can't believe how many women have attacked men for their lack of chivalry, their lack of pursuit, their lack of balls, if you will, because they were uncertain about how the woman was feeling. I think we need to go deeper into the subconscious of what's going on here. And men are equally as afraid of rejection as women. So when a man doesn't feel like you're interested, it's one of the primary reasons why we don't call back. It's one of the reasons why I know a lot of you have been told it's too forward to tell a man you like him. It's too forward. It's like chasing him by telling him you like him. And I'm here to say, for midlife men especially, you need to be more demonstrative. You need to be more effusive. You need to just tell us that you like us, because that gives us a clue that we can move forward. And also, if a man hasn't reached out on the first, 2, 3, 4 days later, why aren't women reaching out? The telephone rings both ways. I know that it's supposed to be the man's job, but I can tell you, I had one client who went through my private coaching program. She was telling me, Jonathon, I just can't seem to be getting second dates with men. I go out on a lot of first dates. In the last 2 years, I've gone on over 50 first dates, and I can't seem to be getting second dates. And I go, well, that's interesting. Well, let's do a little test. So the last man she went out with, sure enough, 1, 2, 3 days go by. She doesn't hear from him. On the fourth day, I said, send him an email saying, hey, you're going to be in his neighborhood, because they lived about 30 miles from one another. I'm going to be in your neighborhood on a business meeting, and I'd love to find out if you'd like to get together beforehand, maybe for lunch or after for a drink. She wrote this email to him. And he wrote back and said, oh my God, I'd love to see you again. I didn't think you liked me. I didn't think you liked me. And so when we started to look at what was going on for her, she was terrible at giving clues to men. And the clues is simple: I like you. Doesn't get it more obvious than that. She said she was told not to tell men she liked them, that men are supposed to chase her. And I'm here to say, for midlife men, we need to be knocked on the head and told you like us, because that gives us the permission to pursue you. So I'm just giving you one reason, this main reason why men may not be calling after a first date. It's just that the clue wasn't there that you liked us. Now, sometimes we don't call for a first date because we're just not that into you. And sometimes you're not interested in that phone call because you're not into them, okay? But a lot of times when it's been a great date, we just need to be told you'd like us and you'd like to see us again. And it's as simple as that. Okay, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this video. Please post a comment below if this resonated with you. If you think this is rubbish, if you think I'm full of shit, I want to hear about it. In fact, if you like this video and you'd like to ask me a question directly, I have a great program called Midlife Love Mastery. There's a link right here. You can actually email me a question, and I shoot videos just like this for those members in my private group. We do a once-a-month teleclass where you can get on the phone with me, and I have a library of content, and we have a fantastic Facebook group. So if you're into Facebook, it's secret, it's private, nobody knows you're on there, and you can talk to me directly, and we have a great engaging conversation. Midlife Love Mastery, check the link below. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video as I always do, giving you a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug if I have your consent. Thank you. Wishing you a wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.